Live and Local Media. We are live and local here in Fenton at the Fenton Winery and Brewery. They're located right here on Fenton Road and Long Lake Road. Tonight we're here for a beer tasting and dinner. I'm going to take you inside along with me, so let's go. If you like craft beer and you're a beer drinker, you're going to enjoy this episode. I'll see you inside. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm inside the Fenton Winery and Brewery. I'm here with one of the owners, Matt. He's going to tell you a little bit about what they have to offer here at the Fenton Winery and Brewery.
Hi there, I'm Matt Sherrill. I am the co-owner and founder of Fenton Winery and Brewery, north side of Fenton, Fenton Township. We are a full production winery and brewery. We've been open just over 10 years. Started off in a strip mall about 2 miles south of here, and then in July of 2014 we opened the current facility that you're going to see here later tonight. We are, as I said, a full production winery and brewery. We have a tap room, much like a regular bar, but we serve all our own beer and all our own wine. We typically have anywhere from 12 to 14 of our own beers that are produced on site that are on draft here, and then we on our winery side we have anywhere from 15 to 20 different wines, all produced here, that are available by the glass for sampling, for bottles to go. And then we have what we call an open air tap room. I'm sure you'll see some pictures, but when you're sitting in our bar, you can actually turn around and see the brewery. It's very open, but a very nice, laid-back, casual atmosphere. We focus on the experience here. We want you to come in, relax, have conversation with your friends. We have one TV. It's rarely on, the volume's always off. It's more of a place to hang out, meet up with your family and your friends, get to know each other, get to know some more people at the bar, and just really have a good time. Along with this part of the business, we also have a banquet facility that is in the front of our property. It's a 9,000 square foot facility, all cedar. It's kind of got that nice up north feel. We do weddings, up to 285 people can be seated. Last year we had about 30 weddings. This year we're on the books for about 57 weddings. So really starting in April is our wedding season. And we're kind of a full service wedding provider. We do all the catering on site. You can have your wedding out on the front patio. You can have it in the garden in front of our pond. We have wetlands, so it kind of gives you that nice outdoorsy feel. And it allows you to have your ceremony and wedding at the same facility. You don't have to have a backup plan in case of weather or anything happens. You can just come inside, and we have plenty of spacing inside. And then once you're inside, it's a nice building. It was built back in 2000, and we bought it in 2012 and renovated it, and really open for banquets starting in 2015. Anyways, it's got a bar in there, seat 285, full kitchen, and then upstairs is kind of unique. We have a bridal suite. We have 2 different rooms, generally for groomsmen and bridesmaids, so the family can be separate from everybody else during the event. And then it's just a nice place to hang out. We've really enjoyed being in the wedding industry and helping people with their best day of their lives, their favorite day of their lives. As they're getting married. It's kind of humbling to be tied to that part in someone's life, and we're a big part of it. They come back into the brewery, take pictures in front of our fermenters, in front of our tanks, in front of our bar, and really become attached to their story, and we love being part of that story. So again, my name is Matt Sherrill, Fenton Winery and Brewery. Hope you enjoy our tour later tonight. Actually, we are doing a guest brewer night. We have some of our favorite friends from local breweries. Brewers are coming in. They're going to sample, talk about and sample some of their beers, and then we have a full buffet going. So have a great time.
is an Imperial Nut Brown. I heard it's one of their customers' favorites. It's a dark beer. I'm going to give it a taste. Oh, that's good. If you like a good craft beer, this Imperial Nut Brown is really good. They have it right here at the Fenton Winery and Brewery. Yeah, that's good stuff. Dinner's about ready to start, so I'll see you in a minute.
Everyone. So, I just found out, which is very exciting, that my sneaky chef went around to all of the supporting breweries tonight and went and bought their beer and made each dish with their beer in it. So, which is awesome because one of the core things that we like to do at Fenton Winery and Brewery is support other breweries and support other businesses around us and partner and do business together. So that was really awesome to do. So I'm going to tell you that the stew that you just tried had a beer from Redline in it called Hot and Bothered. And he can tell you about that when he gets up. It's not the beer featured tonight, but that's kind of fun that he went and got that because it's a little spicy for the stew. The beer, you'll see there's an American Blonde one. That beer is from Aberrant, so that's in one of the first dishes. And then the Mustache Stout is from Northern Oak, and that's in one of the dishes. And then one of the beers that's featured tonight is actually in one of the dishes as well, and that is Takes Two to Tangelo. So I just wanted to thank you for coming out. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to Matt and I, you know, my husband Matt here. So any questions, come talk to us. But I'm actually going to introduce Austin. Austin is one of our shift lead bartenders here, and we recently promoted Austin to start taking care of some of our marketing stuff for us. So he's going to introduce each of the breweries for us tonight.
Thank you, guys. All right, so first up with Two to Tangelo, because I was just telling them I keep wanting to say Tangelo just because of tango. We're going to have Zach from Eternity Brewing, so I'm going to hand it over to him and let him tell you more about it, okay?
All right, so hi, I'm Zach, the head brewer at Eternity Brewing.
Hi, Zach.
Hi. I was really excited. Thanks to Matt and Jenny and Austin for reaching out and including us tonight. So the beer you've got in front of you right now is Takes Two to Tangelo, which is an American wheat ale brewed with Tangelo yields. So it's got a nice kind of citrusy aroma to it, light body, kind of just that nice springy wheat beer. Just one of, we like to rotate fruited wheat beers at the tap room. Takes Two to Tangelo. Cheers.
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 Red Line, he brought in Drunk Munchies, one that I'm particularly excited about just because I sat there for a long time after I got that email trying to figure out what it was going to taste like. Super excited to hear from him, and he also, as James already mentioned, has Hot and Bothered, which was used in that stew that everybody enjoys. So,
Delicious.
all right, so I'll pass it over to Doug.
I'm Doug, Redland Brewing Company. I'm small here in Delsey Road in Burton. Can everyone hear me at the other end? Okay, cool. I'll start with the Hot and Bothered, the beer that was in the soup. It's East Coast IPA with chili peppers. My grandma grows peppers for me every year in her garden, and my wife and I eat a lot of jalapeno peppers. My grandma mistakes jalapeno peppers with chili peppers all the time, so I end up with all these extra chili peppers I don't really know what to do with. So I tried, I kind of took a shot and I did I soaked a bunch of chili peppers with Ugly Dog vodka and I threw it in an IPA, and it's actually really good. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be excessively hot because it smells like chili peppers. It smells like hot sauce, but it's like there's very little heat in it, and it just has a really nice pepper flavor. I don't do anything normal, really. I'm not a master brewer by any means. I was a teacher for 7 years and I hated every second of it, so I started a brewery. And so I just brew beer. I brew beer because I love brewing beer, and I take a lot of chances, and I have hits and misses, and just kind of go from there. But I always thought that chocolate and potato chips sounded pretty good. I've never actually had them before, but I've seen there's like different snacks that are chocolate potato chips. So I figured that I would try to do a chocolate and potato chip beer, but I wasn't entirely sure what to do with that beer. So I figured if I did a stout, it'd be kind of cliche. So I just, I don't even know what style I would call it, but it's a potato chip beer. I have a friend of a friend of a friend who works for Better Made. So I said I needed 50 pounds of Better Made potato chips, and he looked at me like I was out of my mind and thought I was joking. And then he realized I was completely serious. So I took and I smashed all these potato chips up with the Hershey's milk chocolate bars, and here it is. So.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, we got on to the main course. We got chicken, we got pasta, we got potatoes. It'll help soak up some of the alcohol from the beer that we're drinking. And we got a couple more beers to taste. So we're gonna move on.
Here from Aberrant Ale, he brought us the porter to try tonight. So, go ahead.
First one, thank you and Austin for having us today. I am Clark. I'm with Aberrant Brewing Company in Howell, Michigan. We're probably the newest brewery amongst everyone here. We just opened this past November, so I assume most of you haven't been to us yet, which is understandable. So tonight I brought our American Porter. This porter is probably more along the lines of a Baltic Porter than an American Porter. Very dry, a lot of roasty, burnt characters to it, almost a little bit of smokiness. You get very subtle hints of chocolate, mild citrus and espresso on the finish. Finishes at about 5.5%, 35 IBUs. One of our favorites right now in dog days of winter like this, which won't seem to let go. This is something we love to drink this time of year. So cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nono Curry, which is in Holly, Michigan. We're on Saginaw Street, just about a quarter mile south of Grange Hall Road. If you haven't been there, we've been open since September of 2015. Doing some neat things. Taxman here, interesting beer. I call it a Vermont style IPA, not to be confused with M43, and if you look at it, you see why. The actual inventors of the Vermont style IPA would be the Alchemist Brewery, Henny Topper, exactly. And I had never had the beer, but read a lot about it, just said, hey, I want to try it. And then when I had it, after we released this beer, it was like, somebody asked me, well, did you copy that beer? I said, absolutely not. I never had seen it. The thing about the Vermont styles and the New England styles is that it's all about the aroma of the hops. As brewers, we love doing beers that it's about the bitterness of the hops and packing as much as we can into it, or making it a session beer that has a whole lot of flavor, but you can drink a whole bunch of them. And really, this particular beer is no different. The name on it, Taxman, is exactly what you're thinking. We released this on April the 15th of last year, the first time. I gotta say, once we released this in our tap room, this became the #1 seller. Crazy. You know, we have some of it in distribution. We do distribution in kegs currently of quite a few of our beers. And yes, it goes very well. The funny thing about this beer is that it starts out hazy. For some strange reason, and probably because my coolers are set at about 33 degrees, everything seems to fall out. And it's just the way that it is. So I'm not going to add crazy stuff to make it crazy. I was trained a lot of years ago as a German brewer. And so there's a way to do some things, and other things you make allowances and try some crazy stuff as well. On this particular beer, like I said, it's about the aroma of the hops. I took hops from a lot of different places in the world. Michigan hops right here was one of them, a Chinook hop. Out of Australia, Wakatu out of New Zealand, Huel Melon out of Germany, and it had to be Simcoe out of Yak. That's exactly what it was. So that's what the hops are. This is an 8% beer, but I'll tell you what, it does not drink like an 8% beer because it's crazy in that regard. 56 IBUs, but the aroma is just a real interesting aroma. As a matter of fact, tonight we have a Mug Club appreciation. We do that the second Thursday of every month. For all of our Mug Club members, we have a night for them to come out, and I do some strange stuff. I actually took this beer tonight, and we randalized it through our rando with raspberries. And I got to say, when I left, I just said, good luck, God bless, I got to go. And it tasted pretty good as far as I was concerned, you know, from that standpoint. So this beer here, it's about different flavors that you get. You're going to get lemon zest, you're going to get some melon, you're going to get some berries, you're going to get all kinds of strange things going on that lots of people like.
Anyway, we're featuring our pub stout here tonight. This is a recipe that we've used over the last couple of years, and actually this same recipe we used for the International Women's Collaboration Brew Day last year. And that was our feature beer when we opened up the beer garden last spring.
Yeah.
Had that crazy Easter fun thing.
When it was warm and not snowy.
Yeah, it was. It was a beautiful day. We can tell you stories about that later. I have video. It was awesome. But anyway, back to the beer. So this is a chocolatey, it's a dry stout. It's easy drinking even though it's like 6.2%. So it'll kick your butt if you drink too much of it too easily. But it's got a nice chocolate flavor. As it warms up, you get more of that chocolate. You get a little bit of the coffee roastiness to it. The thing that's really fun for me with this beer goes back to last Easter. I love chocolate and I love trying to pair beer with chocolate, but I have a hard time pairing chocolate with stouts. For whatever reason, unless it's a Russian Imperial Stout and it's got that sweetness to it, I have a hard time. But the strange thing with this beer is we got Peeps. And I hate Peeps. They are the most disgusting things in the world, but we got them.
Yep.
And you put one in this beer, and it is, I love Peeps now in this beer. So trust me, get yourself a growler, take it home, get yourself some Peeps, try it. I will convert you. You'll never eat them plain again. Trust me, it's worth it. But anyway, thanks for coming out tonight. Enjoy all the wonderful beers, and thanks to all you guys for bringing some wonderful products.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again for coming out. I guess I'm going to plug a couple things for us. We have another beer tasting coming up at the end of the month. We have some other breweries joining us at the end of the month, so definitely come out to that if you want to join us. St. Patrick's Day for us, we will also be releasing our St. Gin's Imperial Whiskey Stout, which is my favorite. So we'll be doing we always brew the St. Gin's actually the year before we release it. So this beer is always brewed in November and then released in March. So this is a 2017 St. Gin's, and it is Imperial Whiskey Stout that is aged on Jameson oak. So you definitely want to come out and try that. We are doing a special dinner because now we have so many aged St. Gin's that we can do an actual tasting with all the different years. That is actually going to be the 15th. We will be bringing out bottles of St. Gin's that we've aged. We have 2013, 14, 15, 16, and 17, which will be tapped for just this dinner before St. Patrick's Day. So you might want to consider coming to that.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Angie Williams. I'm one of the brewers here at Fenton Winery and Brewery, and we are here in our little brewing area at Fenton Winery and Brewery. So let's take you around and give you a little tour. This is what we call our mash tun. So if you come over and take a look, what we'll do is we'll take some grains, we'll crack them, we'll put them in here, and then we'll steep them in nice hot water. Don't want it too hot, just hot enough. And what that'll do is it'll convert the starches to sugars. And then what we'll do is we'll take those sugars, we'll move them over to here in our brew kettle. This is where the magic happens. So we will boil anywhere from 60 minutes to an hour and a half, and then we'll add hops and we'll add any of the other wonderful things that we want to add to make the beer more flavorful. You can get anything from a stout to an IPA to a light American ale that has very little hop flavor to it. Once it's done, what we'll do is we'll go over to this guy. That's called a heat exchanger. We'll cool it down, and once we're done with that, it goes over into one of our fermenters. You see over there, fermenter number 1 has our International Women's Collaboration Brew Day Staggering Gold batch in there. We just brewed that yesterday, and if you want to come on over, we'll see what's happening over there. Once it gets into that fermenter, we'll add yeast, and yeast is the thing that makes us happy, and as long as we make yeast happy, we'll get beer. It creates alcohol and it creates CO2. And we know the yeast is happy when this is happening. The yeast is producing CO2, it's off-gassing, and it comes out of the tank into our blow-off bucket. When this happens, it makes me a happy brewer. So the beer will sit in this tank for a couple of weeks. We'll do various things with temperatures to make sure that everything's where we want it to. It'll help clear up the yeast, help clear up some of the proteins, and we start slowly cooling it down. Once we get it cool where we want it, we'll do what we call crashing it. Nice cold temperatures, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got alcohol in here so it doesn't freeze. And then what we'll do is after it's been crashed a few days, we'll move it over to here. This is called our bright tank or a conditioning tank. And what we'll do is we'll add CO2 to it, and that's what makes the beer nice and bubbly and all tasty. Once we're done with that, then we'll put them in kegs and we'll put them on tap for you to enjoy. Right now we have our unbridled IPA in the bright tank ready to be kegged next week.
So it goes right from here into the keg.
Right from here into the keg.
All right.
Yeah, and that's it in a nutshell.
Thank you so much for that tour. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Zach from Eternity Brewing Company in Howell, located on the east side of town. We don't really specialize in anything. We specialize in doing a lot of fun, different stuff. We've got about 15 to 20 beers on tap at any given time, various styles, like to have fun. Yeah, hope to see you out in the tap room sometime soon.
Hi, I'm Doug Grover, the owner and brewer at Redline Brewing Company, Burton, Michigan, 5470 Lapeer Road, corner of Belsey and Lapeer Road in Burton, right off I-69. I own Redline Brewing Company. I have 20 beers on tap. I rotate all the time. I use all Michigan ingredients. I just absolutely have a passion for beer, and I brew what sounds good. I don't really follow styles, so come on in, check the place out, see what you think, grab a flight, and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Clark. I'm with Aberrant Ales in Howell, Michigan. We are located at 219 West Grand River, right in downtown Howell. We focus on historic style ales, very balanced, sessionable beers.
Hi, my name's Jeff Kuhn. I'm the brewmaster at Northern Oak Brewery, Holly, Michigan, 806 North Saginaw Street, right in downtown, Midtown Holly, I should say, about a quarter mile south of Grange Hall Road in Holly there, across from Lake Bevins. We specialize in very traditional German-style beers, as well as beers from around the world and crazy beers. We do some of those as well. We have a pub and a tap room that's open 7 days a week, and you can get some great food to pair with some great beers, celebrate that with great friends, and have a great day.
So that about wraps up the beer tasting event here at Fenton Winery and Brewery. We had a great time. We tasted some really great beer. So if you're in the area in Fenton, make sure you visit the Fenton Winery and Brewery. They have some really good wine, really good beer, and really good food. So thanks for being with me. I much appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Live and Local Media, our Facebook page, Live and Local Fenton, Live and Local Linden. Thanks for being here with me, and have a great night.
Thank